What's up, everybody? Another wonderful Monday night at Chewin the BBQ Fat. Man, oh man, everything is getting hot and heavy in the barbecue world. We love it. I can't wait. I've always said this is the best time of year. Love watching everything go down. Love watching to see what happens week in, week out. So much fun, so entertaining. And man, I'm telling you, these guys they're killing it out there. They're wearing themselves out. They're getting tired. And it's down to the wire. It's going to be awesome. Hope you were able to go cook last weekend. Hope you were able to do something fun. Guess what we did? Yes, played baseball. Another full weekend of baseball. This was a lot of baseball, more so than just our normal fall one-day tournaments. We had the full Super NIT. Both kids did great. I know y'all are all so concerned about that, but it was a great time. And I hope you all did good cooking. Man, we are a month out. Oh, first of all, let me just go ahead and say we know that we didn't get hacked. We just had somebody that copied a clone. Well, I guess we did get hacked, but we got a clone of our site. So they got our big pork contest post and legit went and got every single comment on there and said you're a winner of some sort of something or another. And I am sorry that happened. We have been dealing with that, and it really sucks because everybody thinks they've won, and oh my god, it's awful. But realize we know that it happened. We've reported it. We've done everything we can. A lot of other people have reported it as a bad site. So I don't know what to say. It really sucks. Maybe people like what we're doing and they want to be like us. I don't know, but it sucks. Like, I'm sorry, everybody. We have been getting just killed with, did I really win? Whatever. I'm like, man, oh, that was terrible. No, you didn't win, but we haven't announced the winner yet. So anyway, all of that being said, we apologize. I know it's crazy, Paul. I know, man, it's crazy. Unfortunately, you didn't win, Paul. Nick is at work, so send me to say hi and hang out. Thank you for hanging out, Nicole. Hopefully you'll be coming down and with old Sailor Nick to the contest. And that's right, Paul. You are always a winner. But hopefully you will be able to come down and see us, Nicole. What's up, Justin? How are you? Yeah, y'all are all winners. Thank you so much for being a part of that. We saw some absolutely incredible pork entries. And I'm sure somebody got a 7 on one of those entries, and we're going to hear about it. I know it's wild and crazy. It is what it is. But anyway, all that being said, guys, I've got a guy coming on tonight. Y'all know him. Great dude. Came on strong last year. Been involved in it all year this year. I'm going to bring Jordan on, and I'm going to tell you right now, Jordan, how you doing, my man?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm bringing Jordan on, and I would like to talk with Jordan just about barbecue and not necessarily get into this whole points race thing that he's dealing with, that he's neck deep, because I'm sure he wants to talk about something other than just that. So, Jordan, what you been up to, man?
Cooking, traveling, buddy.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Man. So before we get all into it, how you doing?
I'm good.
You tired? You can make it?
Yeah. Drove in from drove/rode. We were lucky this week. Kurt with Pig and Whiskey was our chauffeur out to New Jersey. So we left Wednesday and drove. Left about 4 and got to the comp Thursday morning about 8 a.m. Drove all night, about 15 hours, and then cooked both days, and then left right after awards and got to my house this morning about 8 a.m. and I got a shower and went to work, and tired.
You still in the cars today?
I did. Yeah.
Oh boy, that's what makes it all go, right?
Yeah. So, figured I probably should sell a car. I've been probably neglecting it, trying to get all the work done Friday through Thursday.
Man, I tell you what. Oh, Justin Chris said he ran into you a few months ago at a Buc-ee's in Crossville, Tennessee.
I remember running into him. Yep.
I couldn't tell you where Crossville, Tennessee is, but it sounds like it was a good place.
I couldn't either. They called Allie first, and then I talked to him after that.
That's awesome. So how's Allie doing?
She's good. She's at
Good.
home, resting, pregnant, just living.
Awesome. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
So what do you think's going on in barbecue? Let's talk about barbecue. I'm here. We just want to chew the barbecue fat tonight. We'll get into all the other stuff that all y'all want to know. Don't worry. I'm not going to have Jordan on and not talk about it. But I do want to just talk to Jordan. What's going on? What do you see going on in barbecue these days? You've traveled all over. You've seen it all. What do you think?
I'll say the East Coast has a lot of camaraderie. It was pretty cool to it was more of a business trip for us, trying to just get out there, cook, and get back home. But it was they're a pretty tight-knit bunch out there, man. They had a big potluck, big campground. Everyone was just hanging out, taking it all in, and pretty cool to experience going out there. Not sure I want to drive back out there ever again, but it was pretty cool. Other than that,
I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm glad to hear you say that, because that's one thing that I've really been hoping and pushing for and would love to see get back at some of the barbecue contests is the camaraderie, the hanging out, the potlucks, and I understand there's people out there like yourself, Brad, Pig, a lot of you guys out there that are chasing points, trying to get points, right?
mm-hmm.
For the rest of us out there, we're not chasing points. And get out there and have a good time. Make it something for you when you do come to a contest. You can sit back and relax for a few minutes, have a good time, take a breather, and then get back to work. But I love hearing that.
Well, normally that's why we get there on Thursday. Thursday we hang out, go to dinner. Thursday's kind of the day that I'm able to BS a little bit and take it all in, but. And, I'm not saying that we don't hang out on Friday, but most of the time, Friday, just like everybody, you got about 2 o'clock on, you're getting it going. So
you got to hunker down.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I was talking to Scott Smith. I was asking Scott Smith if he would come help park teams at our contest.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to him. It was like Saturday or Thursday, mid-morning, whatever, around lunchtime, I guess. And he's like, Brian, what is going on? All these teams are showing up Thursday morning early. He goes, I thought they came. I said, no, dude. Nowadays, Thursday night is the night that everybody hangs out. Thursday is the day that you do that. And then Friday, people start taking it serious, getting to work. Now, that being said, at the Atlanta Barbecue Store Classic, we are going to have a potluck Friday night. So we will have a potluck Friday night, and it will be early enough in the night to where people get what they need done and then go hang out for a little bit and then get to bed. But I do love that. I do love the fact that we can gather around, hang out with each other, and then go worry about kicking each other's butt the next day, but at least have a little bit of fun. So,
yeah, well, they had a potluck there. We went and we met a lot of good people out there, man. They had a big potluck that we went to, I think, Saturday night. It was pretty good. But yeah, man, we want to hang out, but we also want to try to win.
Exactly. So, and that's one good thing about our contest. It'll be in November. It'll be the beginning of the season. A lot of the pressure's off everybody. Just go, have a good time, hang out, and come cook. Right? That'll be a good thing for us in November. So if you haven't signed up, we are filling up. We are getting there. We're getting close to we're less than a month out. So now. Our reps are asking how many people are coming, what's going on. We got to make sure we got the judges covered. So, we have plenty of space. We have plenty of room. I do think that we might, I kept saying we'll try to get to 150. We ain't gonna get to 150, but if we get to 100, I might have to cut it off just to make sure that we have extra judges and plenty of judges and everything else. Right now we're good. But if we get to 125, then all of a sudden at the last minute, then we're scrambling. So we might just cut it off later. Jordan, don't worry. You got into it though, baby. You're in.
I signed up today.
Yeah, you did.
Well, Allie did.
Right. Did. We're excited. It's going to be a good time. We're up to, I think, 50 pro and 34 backyard. So it's shaping up to be a good contest. So what is in all your travels this year, because you've gone all over, what is your favorite area to compete in?
Probably where I do best.
Which is?
I don't know, man. I like going everywhere, but I feel like I split my time between Illinois and the Kansas City area. Met a lot of good people out there. I don't know. Colorado was cool. It's just long drive, That's if I didn't have to take into account the travel, there's a lot of places that I'd like to go. A lot, right. But it's a long haul, man.
It really is. How many miles have you put on your vehicles this?
I have no clue.
Don't even want to know.
I'll probably figure it out at the end of the season, but I'd say it's a lot.
Wes Garrett said North America.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So how different is this year to last year?
A ton. We cooked a bunch last year, This year the points chase is, man, dude, kudos to those guys who do it year in and year out. It is a grind. Physically, mentally, it's a grind.
Because last year you weren't really chasing it that hard. You just came in at the end like, oh, I got a chance to win this thing. This year,
never really had a chance to win it, and we were cooking to try to compete. We wanted to have our name in the hat for something, but we want to. It was just kind of sporadic last year. We would have a few good comps and kind of just hover around it, and then there towards the end we came on strong. With quite a few wins towards the end, but. This year, man, we just jumped out, and we knew. I think I said this before. We knew we were going to try to have a baby this year, and whether I cook a bunch next year or I don't know. Mid-season, I was absolutely not going to make a push at all, and then I feel like now that it's coming towards an end, I'm like, man, I wonder how many I can cook next year with a new baby. Maybe Hayes will be old enough to do kids' Q, so I think it'll probably be me and him a little bit more. Take him and get to experience that side of it. But this year was tough, man. Mentally, mid-season, I probably was ready to fold like laundry, but finish it out, I guess.
Yeah, you got one more week. You can't stop now.
Yeah.
It gives the Brads of the world who's been doing this for a while now. Crazy how he claims he doesn't chase, but he's chasing every year. It's pretty awesome. Or not necessarily chasing, but in the
Brad, and I'm sure in Brad's thought, he's not necessarily chasing, but if Brad cooks, he's going to win.
Right.
In turn, he's going to probably end up chasing.
Right, because he has to at the end of the day.
I've said it many times. If somebody doesn't jump out there and take a lead, and he keeps cooking, and somehow he knocks down some, which he's not gonna not pursue it,
And by rights, he should, I think. All right, so there's been a question: have you changed recipes throughout the year?
I've changed one. Yeah.
Okay.
My ribs.
Ribs, interesting. All right.
Some guy, I don't know. He's supposed to be a good rib cook. He helped me out some. Okay. All right.
Yeah, good. Yeah. What was the biggest thing that what made you want to do that change? Just seeing that, because you're a good cook across the board, right? Like, you can cook everything.
Ribs were probably keeping me out of it, it's all about being consistent, being able to put 4 strong entries up and not dropping one. And I wouldn't say that we were ever dropping ribs, but we were either 180 in or top 3, or we were, mid-pack with a 169 to 170.
Right. So you felt like you had something offensive, right? They either loved it or hated it.
It was either all go or no go, and that
Right.
was that makes the difference between 5th overall and winning one.
Right. Which is great if you're trying to win a category, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to win categories, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I've said all along. Like if you're trying to win a category, it's completely different than trying to win the team of the year.
Yeah.
Team of the year is hard because you can't let up on any category. Whereas if you're just trying to go win a category, team of the year, I don't want to say it's easier by any means, but like you can afford to have 10 top threes and you're going to be in the chase, right? But you can also afford to have 20 or 10 middle of the packs, So that's pretty crazy. Is there something you can mention that changed that made you more consistent? That's a great question. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to, but
biggest things for me, probably change wise, was kind of knowing textures on all categories. A lot of times you're probe feeling it, but there's so much more that goes into knowing when the meat is actually done. Being able to pork is probably the biggest thing for us, going into your monies and probing them and feeling them at the same time, knowing whether it needs 3 minutes or 6 minutes. On my pit, on an offset, the difference between tenderness with a little tug to complete the right texture, it literally can be 3 minutes. And you go back in at the 3-minute mark, and you may say, it drives Allie crazy because I'm like, that needs 2 more minutes. And she's like, how the hell would 2 minutes make, you just vented it. So you're losing that momentum to say 2 more minutes. It's weird, but, almost 40 comps in, you kind of learn what it needs. But I would say that paying more attention to the tenderness and not being scared to say it needs more time. There's a lot of times that I've heard people say, "Oh man, it's there. Let's throw it in the Cambro. It'll keep cooking." Well, I would rather not take the chance of it not keep cooking in the Cambro. Make sure it's right when I pull it, and then hold it properly. That's a big thing. And then really being able to lock in there the last hour and a half during turn-ins and be able to say, this isn't. You need more salt, or it needs more of a pop, or it's too spicy. You need to throw syrup at it, or you need to sweeten it back up, or just being able to kind of determine what the finished product should be, and not just doing your same old. Okay, I'm going to finish it, then I'm going to au jus it, then I'm going to sauce it, then I'm going to getting monotonous, just doing the same thing week in and week out just to think that you have it. It's not always the answer.
Right. You're on your phone watching this, correct? You're not on a computer?
Well,
Can you see the comments?
I can't.
Okay.
I will, but give me a play-by-play.
Well, it's all good. It's Wes Garrett. If need I say anymore? And your 2-minute conversation. Man, if Blaine Hunter's on, I bet he is not having. They can still come back, Blaine. Don't hold on for your Astros. They still got a chance. But there's a lot of talk about the 2 minutes. So what can happen in 2 minutes? So anyway, let's move on past that. And classes. I have a feeling. Say that again.
Classes.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on taking classes? Do it.
For sure. Classes have been a big part for me. I've taken a bunch. I'm signed up for Rooters and Razorbacks class this year. I'm looking forward to that.
And if anybody follows Royal Oak or whatever, they just went down to the Royal Oak thing and graded and reserved it.
Yeah, classes are huge. They've been big for us, and I've taken a bunch of them. I think taking a class on a pit similar to what you run, which is beneficial to me because I've taken offset classes and I've taken can classes, and I cook on both, do a little hybrid of both, so I've learned a little bit of technique from each of them.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of that, I get people ask me a lot, where do I see barbecue going on the smoker side of things? And what's the next thing? And my take has been like where we are, I feel like we're a year and a half, 2 years behind what's going on in the Midwest, whatever. So drums are super popular right now. Like that's what you're seeing everywhere in the Southeast. Going out to the Royal, you see a lot more stick burners coming in with a combination of drums or pellet grills or something else. When you, at this point in time, and you've gone all over the country, smoker wise, what do you see is happening with smoker? Because you just mentioned that you have a hybrid way of doing things. What do you see happening in competition barbecue smoker wise? Where do you think we're going?
I mean, I still think predominantly it's an offset can, the competition barbecue, I think, is driven by that. But I got dog walked this weekend by a dude, I think, on a gravity fed. I mean, he just straight put it on everyone. He back-to-backed it. I think that if a guy come out here and was cooking on homemade pits and just knew his smoker inside and out and dominated, I think we're all creature of habit, and I think we would all be like, holy shit, where can we get that rusted up, beat up drum, or whatever it might be. I think everyone wants to jump on the next hottest thing, me included, don't get me wrong. But I think it'll always be an offset and can driven world, in my opinion.
So that was my answer. That's exactly what I see. I see a hybrid. I see the stick burner and then the cans. And in that, you've got what category do you see? I'm not asking you what you do, but what do you see? What are people cooking on offsets and what are people cooking on cans, or are they putting it on one and moving it to the other? What does it look like to be a hybrid cook?
Well, I mean, I've always cooked chicken on my drum. I've never, that's all I've ever cooked my chicken on. But just recently, I told you I took Bill's advice. And he was pretty much like, I was missing it. I was cooking my ribs on offset, and we had just talked process a lot. And he was really giving me a lot of information on the drum with ribs. And a lot of the top rib cooks in the country, are on cans. So I was like, well, maybe I'm missing something, and I don't really have time to lock in on the offset. So I figured, well, why don't I just try to start them on the drum? And I still finish them on my offset, but I thought maybe there was something to getting that canned flavor on the ribs and then just, finish them off on the pit. But I cook big meats on my offset. And personally, I like if I was just for me to eat, I like the three categories other than chicken on a drum, because I've never cooked chicken on an offset. But I personally like the flavor and texture better of everything coming off my outlaw. But it's not really whatever. What I think doesn't matter.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, the ribs have been really good coming off of the can and finishing on the offset. So, I mean, I guess to answer your question the best I know, I guess it really doesn't matter how a hybrid would work, but I think for me, big meats would always stay on an offset. Yeah. I've kicked the idea around, especially as much as we've traveled this year. It would sure be nice to find a buddy that had cans if I knew what I was doing and be able to go cook all four meats on it. But I'm not confident in doing big meats on a can yet.
Yeah. I love it because I get to cook on them and then turn around and sell them and everything else. But anyway, for me, I love my offset. And I would love to get another offset, but just the way I cook, we don't cook a lot, and we cook out of a toy hauler, and I bring it in now. We don't cook on whatever. So it would just got to be a hassle bringing up that offset up and down the back of the toy hauler. So I was like, you know what? It's easier to carry cans. And for me, you know, what I love about cans is it makes you stay in it. But stick burner is the same way. You got to throw sticks every 45 minutes too. You're still checking
Yeah.
everything, and it's doing.
I mean, I'm probably in my offset as much as you're in your can.
Right.
Uh,
And that's what seems to be what makes it easier. I'm sorry. I said that seems to be, for me, what made it easier is making sure that you stay in and you know what's going on with the cook more so than just set it and forget it, which is the older version of cooking. But.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in my offset every 20 minutes. You know, I know cans you're probably the same or maybe a little more often, but I've heard a lot of people say, oh, you know, an offset or a gravity feed, you know, it's kind of a set it and forget it. And I don't agree with that, you know, because an offset, the air movement can dry out your meat a hell of a lot quicker than what your can does, you know. So you've got to maintain and make sure you're focusing on keeping that moisture in the pit.
It's just another thing that you got. I mean, basically, it boils down to knowing your pit, knowing how your pit runs, and being an expert on your pit, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Awesome. So, you said you heard from Bill about ribs.
Uh-huh.
Was there a class that you took that Bill taught ribs at that helped you with that?
There was. So it's funny. Out of pride, I swore to myself that I would never, ever go off of Bill's recipe. And I was pretty headstrong about that, simply because I just didn't want him to hold it over my head. But after a conversation where he was like, "Look, dummy, you need to make this move." It's been good. It's a great rib, and it scores awesome. So
If anybody's interested, we still have like 3 or 4 spots left for that class. So if anybody's interested in the Atlanta Barbecue Tour Classic class, you went last year. You can tell people it's a fun time and you learn a lot.
It was a good class. Great time. Go down. You can ask Blaine Hunter and Bill. We had a really good time down on the strip there. So it was a good time.
Downtown Athens. We're only like 15 minutes from downtown Athens. So
we definitely. I'm the youngest of that bunch, and hell, I felt old. I can't imagine how those two felt.
Oh, Andrea loved it though, so that was always
good. Yeah.
That was a good time. So anyway, where do you see? Like, so last year you won the double in wherever this contest is.
BBQ.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where it is. What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take this year for you to surpass Brad and to go get that win?
What's it gonna take? A lot of the barbecue gods really, really listening to my prayers. But Brad can't win another one, and I need to win. If Brad doesn't win another one, I would need to win one of the days. Yes.
There you go. So basically just boils down. It's in your hands. Like, it's up to, well, not in your hands, but
win, lose. But it's probably win. It's gonna be tough, man. Brad is
he's still cooking good, right? He's still
a machine, man. It's been nice to be able to talk to Brad and kind of see how his mind works, and it's pretty wild.
How much games are played between all y'all? I like his chances. I hear you, Brad. Brad says he likes your chances.
Yeah, shit. Brad is playing chess while I'm dropped all the checkers pieces on the ground, and I'm trying to get them all picked up, and he still moves, Yeah, so we're gonna find out, man. It's about all that could happen. I really thought this weekend, day one, I thought I had it But it wasn't in the cards. I actually walked over to Brad. That's what somebody said. They're like, man, you two are going against each other. Why'd you walk straight over to him? I actually walked over to him and I said, you know how to do all this math. Did I win this thing or not? Because they were calling overall. And he was like, man, chicken is, because from first to eighth in chicken, it could be, less than a point difference or point and a half. But it didn't work out that way. And hats off to Boggs Hogs out there. I mean, he put it on everyone.
Oh, is that this way? Okay.
Yeah, in New Jersey, he won both days, and kudos to him, man. It sucked. I was it. And after that, I think I had like 30 text messages. Oh man, I thought you had it. I'm like, yeah, no shit, me too.
I was hoping.
But yeah, we'll see.
How is I know y'all are friends. I know the rivalry's going on. Is it any different? Is it fun to go after to do this with people you know, or is it like, what's it like in the grand scheme of things?
I've learned a lot from Brad, just probably a lot of times he doesn't even realize that I'm learning. He sets precedents and he sets the bar high when it comes to doing this, and I've been able to hang out with him and Joe a lot. And those two guys are big jokesters, and sometimes their poker face is better than what you think. And you would think I'm really good at it being a salesman. Man, most of the time I'm like, I say something and I'm like, shit, why did I say that? But yeah, it's been good. Ask me the same question 2 months ago, and I probably have been like, screw this shit. Because I think I actually told Allie, I was like, hey, we could hang this up right now. We could go to Mexico 2 or 3 times and probably still be money ahead and enjoy it. But we're not.
It's awesome. Blaine says you need to channel your inner coach.
Oh, yeah. I already have. If you don't know who Coach is, it is Bill Hine.
So last year at the class when Blaine and Jordan and Bill all went down to Athens, they were Bill's coach, right? I mean, he was coach the whole weekend.
Yes, he was.
So funny.
Thought there was a chance Bill was going to have to knuckle up with some 22-year-old college kid who thought Andrea was a knockout. Yeah.
Oh, he came back. Oh, it was great. It was so much fun. The stories that are told. I was like, man, this is.
Take a pass at Bill's wife. He will let you know who owns that one. That is his.
You don't talk about my wife. Oh, it's great times. And Andrew was like, I got hit on by a college kid.
Pep in her step. She was strutting down the boulevard. She knew what she had.
Oh, it was great. Too funny. Yeah, Biggs Hog dropped the hammer this weekend. You got to steal Brad's wristbands. Those are his superpowers. Okay. What are the Vegas odds on the Janky getting basted matchup? Who knows? Jordan has your $75 wild child. Too much fun for the barbecue trail. Bill drinks twice a year and puts us all to sleep. That's what Brian Payton says. I can't blame him. Andrea is a knockout. That's right, Allie. There's prime time. Yeah, Jason Jordan's on. We don't mess around. We get the best of the best around here. What's up, Sailor Nick? How you doing? Know you had to work. Good to see you on. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. All right. So, Jordan, what would you say today? I know everything could change this weekend. Looking back on it, what's been your favorite moment in barbecue this year?
Probably winning Murfreesboro, Illinois.
Okay. That was right before the Royal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got your apple. What made that so special?
I'm sorry?
What made it so special?
Murfreesboro is probably, it's considered our hometown comp. It's 45 minutes or so from my house. And we've cooked Murfreesboro every year since we started. Pat Burke is from Murfreesboro. He started barbecue. He's just a really good friend of mine and been a huge supporter. And he was there to be able to witness it. It was just a big moment for me.
Was your first time winning it?
I'm sorry?
Was that your first time winning it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Obviously, winning the Royal was huge. It was kind of it just solidified for me, you know. But as far as in the moment, Murfreesboro was definitely biggest, just because it was just, you know, right then and there you were able to really capitalize on all the emotions and just kind of take it all in. But when I found out I won the Royal, I was standing in the parking lot here at the dealership trying to sell a car, and I lost my shit. So
I mean, what a way to
I'm pretty stoked for that. But yeah, Murfreesboro was a big day, and hell, the Royal obviously is huge.
So, didn't want to get into all that, but how does it feel? How does it feel knowing that you're the Royal champion this year?
It's an honor. It's pretty cool feeling, you know. After that Thursday when everything happened and we were informed, you know, just just the outpouring of support from all of our friends, you know, whether they're in barbecue or just follow the Janky Leg page or friends of friends, just kind of hearing from everyone and you know, being open minded. A lot of people could have been real shitty about that whole situation, but that's just not really in the cards for me of how to act. You know, it affected a lot of people, and um, it was a big day, and it's pretty, you know, since everyone in barbecue, when you start out in barbecue, and I don't know, other people have different goals, but my goal was to be a world champion, and I was fortunate enough to win a couple categories at world contests, but always wanted to really cinch in a overall world championship, and
Got it.
win the Royal was pretty big.
It's crazy. I mean, what a day. Brad says are you sure you still won't end up winning the New Jersey contest later this week? You know, there's always that, but
Yeah.
you know, it was amazing. I mean, everybody that whole week, everything was going on, and it was like, wow, this is crazy. Glad it happened. Hate it for the other guy too, but it's the way that I would say the way that the whole thing went down was very classy amongst everybody. So I think y'all did a great job. I know it was tough. It was awesome winning it, and it was tough having to deal with all the backlash, not from you, but everything else.
Sure.
So Amanda has asked, we love some Janky Leg barbecue. We would love to hear your take on the best attribute Allie brings to your rockin' team.
Allie is
Allie would like to hear this answer. She is sitting here listening, waiting to hear what you have to say. So
they were probably texting each other, going, "Get ready, we're about to drop this bomb on him." Allie needs to be there. Allie is a really good kale box builder. I've only built one out of 130 something contests, and it was awful. Also, Allie is very, very good at boxing pork and brisket. She is 10 times the box builder that I am in those two categories. So, other than that, she's very entertaining. She does a good job at keeping our child contained, or does a very good job at trying.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a whole thing.
Yeah,
Amanda thought that was funny. So I mean, I know Bill and Andrea, they are definitely. Oh, she says she's been sleeping in lately. Do you allow her to sleep in?
You know, I really don't have a say, so I go in and try to bother her about every 30 minutes, and she just pulls a blanket over her head. So, and tells me she's raising a human. So,
She's got that's a good excuse. You just leave her alone.
I told her, she always says, I got a baby in here. I'm like, well, I've been carrying around a fifth grader for 15 years. So, I deal with this belly. You're going to deal with yours. Now get up.
Yeah, that went over real well, I bet. Growing a human, LOL. Joelle says that she is the glue. Man, you're getting a lot of. She's a solid 75%, is what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah.
I just told Sarah that you said Allie is a better box builder than she is, trying to get her head in the game. Brad's always working it. I tell you what, he is on it. He's going to make sure that this is going somewhere.
Yeah.
I do think it's awesome to see the families, everybody working hard together and getting on the same page and making it work. Justin would like to know what's the farthest you guys have traveled this year.
I would say New Jersey or Colorado. I think they're both pretty similar. I think Colorado might have been 13 hours, but I might be lying.
It's just a car ride.
Yeah.
It's Brian Payne said, Brad Liner, it's real when you have to put a chip on your wife's shoulder, much less your own. Levi says those are rookie miles.
Yeah, well, shit. Damn, that dude, holy shit. There's no one that even comes close to putting the miles on like he does. Hell, I don't even think Brad's flown the amount of miles that Levi.
It's crazy. I got to see Levi at the Jack, and it was great to see him. I don't get to see him very often, but it was great to see him and all over the place. I mean,
He
it's
is
awesome.
Put the miles on.
Yeah, and he's having a great year too. I mean, it's pretty cool to see. Just wow, we did 2-hour drive time in 15. There you go, Justin. There's a lot of contests outside of Alabama. Looking forward. Hopefully, I think you're coming to the Atlanta Barbecue Store Classic. Looking forward to it. Bradley Coach said, "Good luck this weekend. Excited to see y'all. It's going to be fun." Shane Smith Leclerc, Levi's always grumpy though. I don't know about all that. Blaine, are the Astros going to be able to come back? Is the question. Are the Astros going to be able to make a comeback and get to the World Series? I kind of hope so. It's not looking good. Do you follow baseball at all, Jordan? Don't have time for that, do you?
Whenever me and Allie first started dating, we went to Cardinals games like crazy. And I think it was probably our 7th or 8th game. We were sitting there drinking, eating all the nachos, and she's like, "You don't even like baseball, do you?" I was like, "You do." So I do. It's fine with me.
If you do, we're here having a good time. I love it.
Yeah.
No, the Braves suck. Blaine, we didn't make it out of the first round. We did win a game though, so that was better than the other good teams this year. So where are we gonna? Let's see. This time next week, we'll know what's going on, right? We'll know what happened, and then the real content. What are you going to do to get Brad to come to the Atlanta Barbecue Store Classic and we can have something happen there? We need to get Blaine, Brad, Levi. Hey, look, there's Chris Schaefer. He just come on. Good to see Chris. We need to have all you guys come down. Be a good time.
I think Brad's going to be on a 2-month hiatus of traveling to different countries.
So speaking of traveling, do you know anybody going to the Hawaii cook-off?
I wanted to really bad. I know Jason Cole is.
Is he?
He'll go down there and put it on all those guys, I'm sure.
Yeah. Jason's going to be coming to our he'll be at our contest. He'll be at the Atlanta Barbecue Store Classic.
I might have to back out.
Wow.
There's no chance for anyone else to win.
I know. I mean, it's funny you say that. See, we say that to him all the time, and he gives us a hard time when I'm like, dude, you're you're Jason. Like, I mean, it is what it is. And
Yeah,
he doesn't take it.
up to you and says, just give us a chance. You may as well just pack up and go home because
I know. And he's got Dennis coming with him too. So,
trouble.
I can't wait. It's gonna be a great time. Like I said, y'all get signed up for that bad boy. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a potluck Friday night. We are moving the dessert category from Friday night to Saturday after turn-ins. We are doing that so that we can really have a good potluck Friday night. We want to make sure that that's something that everybody can enjoy, have a good time. If you want to come, Joseph and Jason are going to be doing their pastelaya that they did at the Royal, which if anybody had it, it was delicious. Hopefully you'll be able to make it and have a good time. Jason and Cole cooking the ABS Classic. Can I change my registration to backyard? Yeah, we got the champ coming back, Brian Payton. He'll be back this year. He's signed back up. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a good time. Chris Schaefer, I'm the Rudy Rudiger of barbecue. Oh my God, here we go. Brad's already trying to start. He's always been the woe is me guy. I mean, the guy wins everything, but he's just a nobody.
Underdog.
Definitely an underdog.
Definitely.
Right? I mean, it's amazing how he's an underdog all the time he ever does anything, and yet he's still there on top. So, but anyway, if anybody else has a question for Jordan, I'm going to let him go. He's tired. He's been working. He's been traveling. He's been driving. He's got a pregnant wife at home. He needs to get home and make sure that he's taking care of her because she is the glue that keeps this whole janky leg together. Correct?
Yes,
That's
she
right.
is.
And we all know that.
Don't know that, just ask her. She will tell you.
She will let it be known, huh? That's awesome. What's your son going to be for Halloween?
He is going to be Catboy, off of a little cartoon that he likes to watch.
Okay. There you go. How old is he now?
He is 4. He'll be running around. He'll be running around BBQ. I'm sure getting all the candy for me.
Perfect. Is Teen Wolf done trimming chicken? Are we going to Hooters Thursday night? All right. So what is this question? What is the how did that overcooked money muscle do? Oh yeah, you had your overcooked money muscle there. Left it in there.
I cooked an extra one, and normally my monies are behind on one side of the pit. And as I was checking them, I was putting them in the camera as they were done, and I went to about an hour later. I got in to put the ribs in, and I was like, well, that's not good. And everyone was like, what happened? I was like, well, I forgot about this. So we opened it up, and it was done.
It was done. I think I saw a comment somebody there said, just throw it in the freezer for a second and put some maple syrup on it and heat it back up.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, last question. And I'll let you get. What is the story with the breakfast? Somebody's asked, what is Paul? I've asked, what is the best breakfast place? Or what's going on with the breakfast stuff?
Breakfast.
Like I know Brad and Blaine, and I guess you were all on the breakfast. Who has the best breakfast? Completely different. Barbecue breakfast. That's not you.
I mean, Pig and Whiskey's probably got one of the best breakfast burritos that I've ever ate, as far as in barbecue. Man, I can name a bunch of them. Heath Bletzacker does a biscuit bomb. Golly, man, there's a bunch. Don't start getting me talking about it. I'm gonna get hungry and try to find out where all these people are cooking.
Yeah, it's kind of what makes everything happen.
But I will say, if you ever come to Murfreesboro, Illinois Comp, there's a couple. Finding a good breakfast restaurant is hard. And in Southern Illinois, there's like 3 spots that are top tier, no matter where you're at in the country. So if you ever come to Murfreesboro,
okay,
they're top notch.
What are the names of them?
Pistol City, which is in my hometown of Colderville, Illinois, where I was born and raised. And then there's a place called the Iron Whisk. It's a haul. It's about 25 minutes from Murfreesboro, but it's worth it. Their breakfast is lights out.
Awesome.
I took a group of guys on Friday morning of Murfreesboro, and the whole trip there, I was like, man, because I've done this before where I big talked a restaurant. I went to a steakhouse somewhere. I can't remember what comp it was, but I went to this place and I had a ribeye, and it was like one of the best I'd ever had. So I told all these people about it. The next night they all go and they're all like, dude, that was mediocre at best. And I was like, son of a bitch. It was good the night that I went. Yeah, so the whole trip to this breakfast joint, I'm like, please let it be decent.
Please be good.
and lucky enough, they were all like, man, that might have been the best breakfast I ever had. I'm like, there we go. So
yes, thank goodness we didn't drop the ball on that one.
yeah.
Kevin Turner said he can attest to Pistol City. Brad, while you're on here, I'm going to ask, where are you cooking this weekend? Where will you be at? Will you be at BBQ with the rest of these guys, or is there other contests going on? I don't know. I don't keep up with everything. I wish I could. I wish I knew where all the contests were and vicinities and everything. But I'm assuming he's going to BBQ. But Brad, I'm asking anyway, where are you going to be? Because I do like to look on Facebook on Friday afternoon, or not on Facebook, but on KCBS website on Saturday afternoons, Saturday night, and see who did what, and it's kind of fun for me. But anyway, Jordan, is there anything you want to leave everybody with tonight?
No, I think that's it, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Oh, anytime. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on. How can people get in touch with you if you want them to get in touch with you?
Just add me to Facebook, or you can message Janky Leg page, or whatever you need to do. Call the dealership. Buy a car, please.
There you go. Buy a car. And once again, speaking of that, we know that there is a clone of the Atlanta Barbecue Store Facebook page. Don't follow it. Don't like it. We don't know what the heck happened. Somebody got us. So anyway, call Jay Labello. There you go. We love that guy.
Yep.
Jay can get in touch with you. Is that the easiest way to get in touch with you, Jordan? Is just get in touch with Jay?
Probably. Or
Yeah,
it seems like I'm Jay's operator. They'll message me, and then I got to get in touch with Jay. It's just kind of I'm his assistant, I guess.
Couldn't be a better guy to be assistant to. He's a good dude.
Busy man.
Yes, he is. All right, Jordan, thank you so much. Can't wait till next weekend or next week. This time next week, we will know. I can't wait. Good luck to you. Good luck to Brad. Good luck to Chunky. Good luck to all y'all cooking. Hope you have a great cook. Hope everything goes well. But like I say, I can't wait to follow it. I love watching it. And thank you for all y'all do for barbecue, man. I sure do appreciate you, Jordan. Y'all have a great week, and we will see you next week on Chewin the BBQ Fat. Have a good one, everybody.